Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock. Happy, happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. Happy, happy Halloween, Silver Shamrock.
7th Street Productions, 31 Days of Halloween.
Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome back to 7th Street, and welcome to 7th Street Productions, 31 Days of Halloween, where we are counting down my top 31 favorite horror films of all time. Now, we are at number 28. We're jumping across the pond now to Italy to talk about Ruggero Deodato's classic Cannibal Holocaust, the precursor to movies like The Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity, any found footage movie, right? All of these movies would not exist without the existence of Cannibal Holocaust. I realized that Peeping Tom sort of did the POV a few years before Cannibal Holocaust, but Cannibal Holocaust was the first real film that really tried to play up the this is real aspect. And it's interesting because the whole movie isn't set up that way. About half of the film is a narrative with these people going into the Amazon looking for these journalists who went missing. They stumble across a tribe that takes them to these skeletons, to the remains of these journalists, where they find their film and their cameras and everything, and they bring them back to the United States, develop the film, and the rest of the movie are the people that work for the news agency screening this footage. And obviously, it's about the film crew going into the Amazon, kind of causing some trouble to get good footage, and then the cannibals end up hunting them down one by one and killing them. This movie is really controversial. There are a lot of people that really dislike this movie because it does depict real animal deaths. But just sort of in defense of that, number one, it was Italy in the early 80s. There wasn't really like a PETA going on over there. And two, plenty of other movies do this. Apocalypse Now kills a live cow or bull or whatever in that movie, and you don't hear shit about that scene. People just really don't like it because, this is a, it's a sort of a grindhouse film. It was something that was sort of done for, to sort of like get attention and be shocking. But all of those scenes of the animal violence really does help give the found footage credibility, because that like some animal really just died. There's no way to fake some of that stuff, and it just makes the overall movie a little bit more real. And Ruggero Deodato is actually like charged with murder, with like murdering his cast, and he had to like bring in the cast and say, nope, these people really didn't die. People really thought that this was a snuff film for the longest time. I had the pleasure of seeing it on the big screen right before Halloween a few years ago at the Hollywood Theater. I ate a weed brownie with my friend Ian, went in a big group, and that was a hell of an experience. I can't say that this is a must-watch. I can't even say that it's a recommendation. This is definitely in the category of watch at your own risk. There are a lot of people that really don't like this film. It's a very violent film. It's a very ugly film. It does a really good job of being disturbing, and if you are seeing it for the first time, it kind of sticks with you for a while. But the music is absolutely brilliant, and the directing is brilliant, and it really is horrific. So it's one of those films where it just does a good job of doing what it set out to do, which is leave an impression. So that's why Cannibal Holocaust makes it onto my list.